What's up, guys? Welcome back to Two Bro One Show podcast. I am your host, Sean, and my co-host right here is Jacob, older bro. I'm little bro. And for the first time ever, second podcast ever, we have our first guest, Alex Chancellor. Say hey, Alex.
What's going on, guys?
Okay.
What you doing?
All right.
Our sixth time doing the intro.
This is our sixth time doing the intro. He's not lying. I couldn't do it. But start off, we're gonna talk about Alex. And Jacob's gone. His wife just got home, so he'll probably be in and out for a second. Hazel just got home. That's okay. But Alex, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so born and raised in Enterprise, went to school with Sean for a while. I'm what you would call friends with him. So we kind of grew up together, and right now we're just kind of I'm at Troy right now doing the college thing. So just living life, seeing where it takes me.
What's your major right now?
English, because I'm bad at math. So looking to do something with like a law degree in the future, post grad.
Okay.
Make a bit of money, hopefully.
Jacob, you got anything for the intro? Huh?
Sean already drinking his water. Yeah, it's great. I'm gonna be seeing him refilling that cup 4 or 5 times by the end of the show today.
I'm trying to be hydrated. Drink me some water.
I know who I am. I'm Jacob, the older brother. If y'all see me up and down again, it's because Hazel needs me, or she's on the toilet. She needs help. We're progressing. We haven't went through any diapers today, but that's big news.
Save some money, buddy. But we're regressing with Jacob's camera. Anyway,
Okay, my audio's gonna be better for me.
yeah, it sure is. It definitely didn't just lag.
My audio is gonna be better, but my camera is gonna be worse. You're still gonna see me. It's just gonna be less quality, but that's only because I figured out this computer has a webcam and the USB does not plug into the phone. So,
Yeah. All right. So we're gonna kick it off by talking about college a little bit, my experience so far, and then a little bit of what Alex has went through, and then maybe Jacob will speak a little bit on it, on his college experience. Yeah. But first I'll go. I started at Troy, where Alex is at now. It's good college, good classes. It just wasn't for me personally, so I moved up here to Tuscaloosa. At Shelton State now, really small classes. It's like going to high school up here. But some are hard, I will say that. Obviously, it's college. But getting my education to become a physical therapist assistant right now, that could change any day. I could just go to be a DPT. But the plan now is just to be a PTA and then go back to school later. But we'll see how that goes. Backup plan, there's not a whole lot right now. Maybe looking into drafting or something like that. Just to get blueprints for whatever company wants it. But that's a little bit about my college life right now. Go ahead.
Yeah, so mine, I guess it really just kicked off just now. I went to, after graduating high school, I went to community college for a year, but I really didn't consider that the true college experience that I was looking for. So after transferring to Troy, I feel like now is finally kicked off. I am majoring in English, so I'm glad to have most of my math and sciences behind me. I'm not taking any of those anymore. I'm still taking biology class, which is frustrating, but very, very frustrating. But hopefully as I move into my junior and senior year, I'll really fit in, start getting into some classes that really make me enjoy it. But I think one of the problems I've run into when moving up to a big old university is really just socializing. I'm finding that the problem is everybody knows somebody up there. Like everybody transferred with a friend, and I feel like I'm just like on an island right now. People are around me, so it really gets hard getting myself into the fray and talking to people. So, Sean, do you have any tips on how to make friends? the big
Um,
universities?
Honestly, whenever I was at Troy, I found group chats. There was like Snapchat group chats, and it was giant group chats of like the class, like the class that you're in. So like mine was 25, and I found some friends through that, and then I did have a few friends up there already that I hung out with a lot. But truly, I just stuck to the studies, and that's why I didn't really enjoy it. I'd say I didn't have that friend group, and I have more people up here than I have at Troy, so that's why I'm enjoying it more up here. I joined a club up here as well, so I would say if you can find a club to join it, and you'll find good friends that way.
What about you?
Um, I'm actually a esports member at Shelton State. Thank you for that. But
What are you playing up there?
huh?
Are you any good at the video game you play?
No, honestly, but that's okay. They took me on anyway. I can get a 4-wide scholarship for being on it, so we're looking for that. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, people are gonna hate, but I don't think it's a real sport. I will say that out loud. But it's a real thing, and I'm in it. So.
As long as it gets people all together, I think it's beneficial. But here's hoping that you get some practice runs in.
Mhm.
And,
Yep. Season starts next month.
key player in Shelton State. Sports team.
Hey, I get the official jersey and everything, so.
You get a jersey?
Yeah, I get a jersey with my name, my username. There's like a cool
They put your username on there?
username and real name. Yeah.
I'll have to transfer.
We'll take you.
Father Requeese.
Father McQueeze. I'll friend that. I'm gonna get my kids username like Father McQueeze II and stuff. That's what it's gonna have to be.
All right, Jacob, tell us a little bit about your college and adult life.
Yeah, so college life. I only went to Troy for a year. It really wasn't for me. I didn't have the problem that Alex had. I actually was able to make friends. I walked out there and I just talked to people. And that's how you make friends in Troy because everybody wants somebody to talk to. Played a lot of basketball, of course, so I met a lot of people who played basketball. That was a bigger thing. And then after that year was up in Troy, I left. I didn't enjoy it. I went to work right after that. And I started my adult life. And of course, working and all that is not bad. Don't get me wrong. It sucks, but it's not bad. Hazel has juice and chips. People in here. But yeah, I worked at Rack Room when I met my wife. That's how we kind of kicked it off. Been strong for
Sorry.
4 years now. So, yeah, I know we went over that last ever. So, but yeah, I mean, adult life is good. I mean, you see it. Got my little handful right here, so.
You just keep cutting out a little bit, but it's saying enough for they'll be able to hear it. But yeah, he's got another one coming in a few days, right?
2 days.
2 days.
Wednesday.
Yep. So yeah, I'm excited for that. I'll be home 2 weekends from now, but I might make a small trip sometime if able.
Alex has one on the way, I think, too.
Yeah, it's in 8 years maybe.
Yeah, there we go.
Holly, we're just joking. I know you're watching that. We're just joking, Holly and Brown.
Hazel Grace is a princess today, if y'all can't tell. She's a princess.
Show princess. Stand up.
There we go.
Right there. Stand up. Yep. There we go.
So we're going to jump over real quick. I'm talking about Alex again. So Alex is going to be, we're calling it an all-time guest. So basically he's going to be welcome to the show a lot. We're not going to say every single episode, but he'll be around a lot. Just so y'all know.
I'll get on there when I can.
Yeah, get used to his voice and face. But Yeah.
You know, my voice cracking and uneven face.
Yeah.
You guys better get ready for it. I got a lot of stuff to talk about.
But first, we're going to talk about Alex and mascotting in high school. Let's hear a little bit about it.
What do you want to hear about?
Let's just tell us.
Hang on. Let's go over what we played first, alright? I was a football, basketball, and baseball guy. I was Sean.
I mean, I played football until 9th grade. I played baseball until 7th. I played basketball all the way through junior year, and then I played soccer my senior year of high school. Okay.
And I was a football guy in 7th grade. I was a forced football guy. I didn't really like it, but so I guess the mascot thing started. I think we were in English class one day, and we had our previous mascot who was graduating come in, and he took me and Sean out into the hallway. I remember this vividly. And basically, our teacher had recommended us because we were leaders, we were charismatic, and we were goofy. And that's everything a mascot needs, really. So I don't think Sean was too interested in it. I kind of took it as a joke at first, but then we had a rule in my house where I could do whatever I want during high school, but I had to be playing a sport. So this was like the gray area I could get into, where I didn't really have to play football, and I'm a 5'7" basketball player, which doesn't really bode too well. So I found mascotting, and I just went to a tryout, and I learned to skate. I became the greatest mascot to touch New Brockton.
The greatest mascot ever to touch New Brockton High School.
Yeah.
It's just factual. Look up his film if you want. Participated in UCA cheer camp over the summer and everything. It was official.
Oh, yes. I went up to Troy. I went up to Troy expecting like my cheer team to be there for this cheer camp, and they were doing the ACE, which is a Dothan cheerleading facility. And I didn't know this at the time, but it was like the night before was notified. So basically, I went up there by myself to this cheer camp, and I get in there, and it's like schools from all around. It's like Goshen, Elba, Zion Chapel, and there's this cheerleader from like one of the UGA like leaders is going around with a microphone and is calling out schools, and you know everybody's cheering like when their school name is cheered, and she gets to New Brockton, and I let out. I was like, okay, I was thinking about this because she had already called out a couple schools before it got to me. I was like, I can either be quiet and they don't know I'm here, or I can let them know I'm here. So I let out a Ric Flair. I just Ric Flair. If you guys know what that means, I just Ric Flaired so hard. I let out the biggest woo ever, voice crack and everything. Like my breath was gone. It was like 3 seconds, which doesn't seem like a long time, but if you count out to 3 right now, imagine me screaming woo.
Ooh.
And this giant gymnasium with, bug-eyed cheerleaders looking at me. It was liberating. And I went through my cheer team. I became a second mascot. And I transitioned into the football field, and I danced with people for 2 years. The greatest time of my life.
Yeah, it's very cool. Do you have any interesting stories that happened at a football game, maybe?
I think really that all of these stories that stand out, I really don't know. I think it was just like close call moments where I got bum rushed by a football player, and I think we were playing Elba in a football game, and wide receiver gets a pass, and it's coming my way. He's going out of bounds, and I turn around the last second, and you gotta realize it's not like I have spatial awareness. It's like a giant paper mache head, so I'm like I can see this much, and right as I'm turning around, it's like right in my back. Like a dude falls right into my back, and I fly forward, and I do a somersault, and I didn't care, but my helmet came off, and I was like UGA flashbacks where they're like, rule number 1, never take your helmet off, never take your head off. And my head was off, laid 3 feet, I had to like lay on the ground like this so the little kids wouldn't see me and get scared. Like I was at a crime scene or something, I had to inch over and grab my head and put it back on. But that was just this is one of many interesting stories I've had as a mascot, but that is definitely the biggest one that comes to mind.
Yeah.
So if anybody's watching as a future aspiring mascot, just keep your head on.
Yeah, but I will say Alex probably does recommend it. Um, I think you had fun when you were doing it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. It was definitely a lot of fun interacting with the cheer team and interacting with the football and getting into the whole athletics program. I mean, if you're not a really like athletic driven person, but you still want to get out there and get involved in your local sports program, I think mascoting is definitely a big happy medium you can get into, and it really does open a lot of college opportunities for you.
Yeah.
Especially in like a small rural area like this, where mascoting is not a super huge thing as opposed to like cheerleading and football is.
Right.
So if you're looking for like a route to get into college, I definitely consider mascoting. And I mean, it's really simple. It's just being able to interact with the crowd. It's just skits and interacting with the crowd. That's all you gotta know. And I think the hardest part for me was doing skits, was learning choreography. I'm not a very choreographed guy. So running night after night of the same practice routine, they get a bit tiring. And the worst part for me is like nerves. I was always so nervous every time I stepped into it. I'd like hype myself up at the corner. I'd take deep breaths, even for like a pep rally. So it definitely is a big comfort zone to step out of if you're especially shy, like I am. But I took comfort in the fact that nobody could see me. I was in a big old chicken suit, sweating. And at the end, everybody was really focused on the football team and not me. So if you're a shy person, you're interested in it, go for it.
Yeah, definitely. Jacob said rooster, but it was really a chicken. That was a giant chicken that you were wearing.
It's a gamecock. It's not a rooster, Jacob. So.
Yeah. But I remember a few times I would have to assist Alex getting in the suit. He would always he would have to have somebody help him. And so if I was around, and I think Alex would choose me. So I remember many times. I just remember many times having to like, what did we have to do to the suit? It wasn't a button, like a zipper, was it?
Okay, so it's like a lot of stuff. It gets awkward at times. So basically, like the hardest parts were buttoning the shoes together.
Yeah.
Because it's like these giant like buttons you find on like I don't even know where I'd see those buttons, but you have to clip them in, and then someone it was a Velcro strap on the back of the suit, I think you're talking about.
Yeah.
And you had to make sure my tail was all the way in there. So
you gotta like tuck it in, yeah.
And then put my gloves on, and I was fine with one glove, but you had to cup them in so it wouldn't fly off while you're dancing. That was a really, really hard part. And if you're getting back into it and your suit's sweaty, you better make sure your partner is okay with that. Or something you're gonna, because it gets bad.
Yeah.
So I always choose Sean because he couldn't really say anything. He had to get my sweaty suit on.
Yeah.
He didn't say anything about it, so I appreciate that.
Oh yeah, but another thing with like the shoes, like it was the button on the back, but like they were like freaking pull flippers.
One of them was broken, which was a problem, and yeah, like you said, they were flippers because they had a strap on the bottom, like it was a single elastic strap. Might as well put a rubber band, so whenever you walk, like you'd be walking in and go like that. Like, if you could see tennis shoes, I don't even know why they had those on in the first place, but yeah, they're really, really goofy.
Yeah. But, so yeah, I was using this as a segue. Me helping Alex, but we've also helped each other in other ways. Really, one thing comes to mind to me was the death of our family, me and Jacob's family. And then it was Alex's best friend, technically my best friend. He was also my cousin, but just being there for each other over the years built a special bond between all three of us. Really, we're all connected. Even though Alex is my age, Alex is also Jacob's friend. Jacob's also Alex's friend. It was kind of like a
Little brother.
yeah. And then Alex has an older brother. I don't know if his name wants to be said, so we won't say it. But he was Jacob's age, um, and so
He was my best friend
Yeah.
when I was young. And after high school, it kind of just grown up, life happened, and everyone kind of just split apart.
Yeah.
That tends to happen after college and high school and everything. You lose your best friends from high school. So for whoever's listening, if you have a best friend, make sure if you want that best friend forever, you better stay close to him. Adult life will happen, and you may. There's also a possibility you don't lose your best friend, but you'll always find somebody else. Always have another best friend. Shout out to Alex Caminos. Go ahead and call his name out there. That's my boy.
But yeah, that's why Alex is in this podcast because I don't want to lose my friendship bonds that I have now. And I mean, that's not the only reason. Alex is he's a good speaker, public
I wanna say
speaker.
good, I just think he's funny.
No, I'm definitely not a good speaker. But yeah, I mean, life does hit hard after you're done with high school. So make sure you're picking. It's kind of more, but you really got to pick the friend. You got to single it out of a group because it really is hard to maintain a friend circle after you get out of high school. Because those hit hard. You're gonna find interest. You're gonna find new friends in college or work or trade school, wherever you're going. That are more like you. Because in high school, I mean, you're forced to. It's like survival of the fittest. I mean, you're forced to find a clique or friend. But in college and wherever past high school, it's like a world of possibilities. So hanging on to those guys that were back with you since day one in high school is hard. So you got to work to maintain that. You really got to work to maintain it.
That's something we can talk about, really. Cliques. In high school, that's such a major thing. And it's important if you're popular or not. But, I mean, when you get to adult world, none of it ever matters. You'll hear it throughout high school, your entire high school career. But, your high school legacy does not matter when you get to the...
You could be popular in high school, and you could also be a loser in adult life.
Yeah.
It's just how the dice roll. It's just on how you want your life to go is how you should treat people. It's kind of like the golden rule. Treat others how you want to be treated. And that's how I've always felt since I was a youngin'. Got bullied and everything like that. But that's only because I treated people how I wanted to treat me. I was nice to everybody. I was the nice guy. I don't think anybody has anything bad to say about me from high school. So, and that's the thing. It's just, be nice to everybody you can because one day they may be able to help you out.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I definitely wouldn't let high school define you. Unless it was just super great for you, but I mean, there's bigger things to move on in life. So if you're really stuck on your high school days, reliving your glory days, I try to move past that as much as possible. Just hang on to the good things about it.
That's what's going to make you a loser in adult life if you hang out by that. I mean, it's okay to talk about it occasionally, but don't live by it.
I mean, if you haven't seen it before, just go to your local high school's football game. You see people who peak all the time.
Yeah.
It's bad. It's embarrassing.
It is.
It's a bit sad.
You'll see. Nope, I can't go there.
No, you cannot.
Let's see. Let's talk about something. Anyone got something?
I was gonna continue off of what I was saying. I think what Sean was maybe getting at is you see people trying to live vicariously through their kids, and that always sucks to see. I hate seeing that. Especially your parents try to do it to you. They miss out on something in high school or college or whatever and try to make you, follow in their footsteps. Is always such a frustrating thing to see, especially like I was saying, if you go back to old high school football games or whatever and see those parents, don't be like those people.
Yeah.
It's not fun. It's not
Okay.
for nobody. But
Also, I can say this. Don't force your kids to play a sport. If adults, of course this is a future reference for everybody else. Like my kid, she wants to be a gymnastic, she wants to do that. We're going to do gymnastics so she gets tired. Because I'm not going to force her to play basketball. That's my dream. I want to have a little basketball kid. You know, I want one of my kids to be hoopers, but if they don't want to do it, I'm not going to force them. That's
Yeah,
one thing
exactly.
I can say. If you force someone to do something, the interest will go away. You may be able to reel them in for the first couple of years, but after a while, it's going to get annoying and you're going to have to cut it out. And they're not going to play. That's how I felt about it. I mean, that's just it. I mean, speaking of, going to old high school games and stuff like that, it's just don't try to relive your glory days through your kids, kind of like what you said. Say, you're not on that football field anymore. It is.
I think I kind of regret it. I wasn't really forced to play football, but I was kind of, pushed into it because most of the people in my family play football a lot, and um, I really think I could have enjoyed it a lot more if I just grew to play it naturally instead of starting immediately like freshman or seventh grade. If I waited until like 10th grade, maybe. Granted, I'm not like really always made the excuse that I wasn't built for football, but I appreciate it from like a kind of like a strategical standpoint. Like it's always interesting to see different plays run, how those work out. How reshuffling your feet can like change how you tackle a guy or block a guy. I always thought stuff like that was interesting from like a technical aspect. But like Jacob was saying, just let your kid grow into what they want to do naturally. And it's just if it's something weird, it's something weird. As long as it's not illegal, just let them do whatever.
Yeah, keep him out of a lot of trouble. Yeah. But I mean, I'll go off what y'all are talking about. I would say Jacob and I had really good upbringing by our parents. They didn't force us into any sports. They preferred us. Like I know our dad was dying for us to play baseball, but he didn't make us.
God, no, we're here.
Man, he loves baseball, but I didn't play it. Like I said, I played it up to seventh grade. Um, he'll praise me and Jacob how good we are, but I don't think I was good at baseball, and I didn't enjoy it. It's kind of a slow paced game. I enjoy watching it a little bit now, and I kind of wish that I did play throughout high school at least. But just do what you feel like doing. More than likely, you won't regret the decision. Um, but yeah, that's where I was going with that.
Say, and Alex, you said you wanted to do what? What's your major? English?
English, yeah. The goal is to just go into law school after, because
Law school.
law school doesn't care what major you have.
How how hard is getting into law school and stuff like that? Like getting a degree in
So
that.
it really depends. So law school's great in that you don't have to have a specific major to get into it, but at the same time, the double-edged sword in that lies in the fact that you don't have to do a certain major, but whatever you're doing, you have to really be on top of it. So you really got to work hard to get like you have like a 3.7 throughout your at least throughout your entire college career, and it really is not just it's not just what you major in and how good it is. It's basically what they want you to do is they want you to take difficult classes that make you go outside your comfort zone, that allow you to like grow as like a character and be more knowledgeable. And when you send in your transcript, it'll reflect it, and you have to do good at those classes. So you can't just be taking like a bunch of electives. Like you can't just go apply a law school and look at it and like, okay, this guy took bowling 1 through 4, and got B's in it. It's not really what we're wanting here. So you really do have to have a variety. And it's not like you have to do like general ed studies. Like I'm like senior year, you have to take biology to show these guys I'm good at science. But just go outside of your comfort zone, take a bit of the harder classes, and just as long as you do good at it, whatever law school you're going to is going to see that, and they'll let you in.
Are there like local law schools? Like what's in Alabama?
Yeah. Sanford, for one of them. I know there's a law school in Birmingham. I think Faulkner. I think Faulkner is a law school, or
Sounds right.
in Alabama. So yeah, I don't think law school is just for like the big upstate, North guys. There's definitely plenty of law schools in Alabama. Troy even has a program that I didn't know about it. Called Accelerated Law, where you can take you will take certain classes, I think legal studies classes, and in your senior year, instead of doing those classes at Troy, you'll go to something funny.
He's laughing because I'm drinking water. Continue.
No, I'm kidding. But they'll do, you'll go to a law school basically in your senior year. Instead of going to Troy, and you'll take Troy classes in law school, your first year of law school, just to cut down on the year, which I think is really cool. I'm not thinking because I'm going to stay at Troy as long as possible, you know, eating the dining hall and stuff before I deal with adult life, but each your own.
Yeah.
Fried chicken Wednesdays.
Dude, I can't even go to the dining hall on Wednesday. Like, I'll look outside my door and I'll see a line forming outside. I'm just like,
I was always the first person in line.
yeah, what time did you get there?
Me?
Yeah.
Every day of the week. I had unlimited dining hall.
No, like, what time would you get there for fried chicken Wednesday?
I don't know, man. Like 30 minutes before they actually open, probably.
So I remember, I think I saw a dude camping out there. I guess he just didn't have classes in the morning. I think he was camping out there at like 10 o'clock. He didn't open for another hour. He was like sitting there like on his laptop or whatever. He's like, fried chicken Wednesday. I can't believe fried chicken Wednesday.
Me and a bunch of my friends, you know, that I had in Troy, unlike you, we got there 30 minutes early.
See,
I go to Trojan Center. I go to Mine Bowl.
dude, TC is so good. You Main Bowl? Yeah. I call it Maine. Dude. Boar's Head. Boar's Head is where it was at.
Yeah, I was always nervous to make calls. I feel like what's very funny.
A&W, they still got that over there?
Who?
Yeah, the what?
A&W.
No, they don't have it anymore.
A&W was where I stayed there. They had some good old stuff over that way.
What was it?
It's burger joint basically.
Well, we had
Yeah,
Steak and Shake.
That might be right beside Chick-fil-A. No, that's where A&W used to be right there.
Yeah, we had a Steak and Shake now, but I'll tell you one thing, when I'm not in Detroit down that long, I'm going to Cookout.
Dude,
I think
Cookout.
$200 in Cookout since I've been there.
They're open till what, like 2 a.m., 3 a.m.?
3 in the morning from 10 to 3. You can go get you like a burger, fries, onion rings, a quesadilla, chicken nuggets for under like $15.
Yeah, it's crazy cheap for like really good food.
Don't go at night though. Don't go at night.
No, don't go after like 10.
No, because either one, you're gonna deal with like a line that's like rivals Chick-fil-A levels, like Chick-fil-A lunch levels and Enterprise. It's gonna be like out to the road. Or two, you're gonna get there and you're gonna order what you want, and they're gonna tell you they don't have it. That happened to me the other night. I can't say it on the podcast, but I was really disappointed. I go to order, like, what do you want? I'm like, I'll take it. Well, I guess say what I ordered because I'm gonna sound like a good boy. But I went to go order a milkshake, and like the way after I ordered the milkshake, like the pause between her telling me that the milkshake machine was down, you could tell like the person was just looking around at the milkshake. I was like, I don't want to make this. And I was just like, our milkshake machine is closed. It's on order. I'm like, okay.
What
I go up to the window, I pay for my food. They don't even give me a bag, man. Like I get like it's just a thing. Like I want to be able to carry my food in the bag when I go up to my door, someone drop it. Like the onion rings are like flying out of they're just like basically falling out of the box. And they don't even ask me for any dipping sauce, which I was triggered about. Because I like the ranch a lot, and have me dry wings at 1 in the morning, studying something.
Yeah. That's why I drove up.
Because the ranch for the earrings.
I eat ranch.
No, I'm saying you dropped out because of the dry earrings at Cookout.
Yeah, that's it.
Dude, I always get like the. Sorry. Okay, I always get the cheddar burger from Cookout, I'm pretty sure, and it has like the onion rings on it and all that, or onions. But that's always my go-to there.
Yeah, I get a cheddar burger with fries, onion rings, a chicken quesadilla, a mocha milkshake, 2 packets of ranch.
How much protein's in that meal?
Like 20 grams.
Yes. That's one thing we could probably talk about in the future. Alex's body transformation. It's pretty
I was
crazy.
gonna say, definitely. Um, Speaking of horrible jobs, because I guess that woman or man, whatever, that horrible job that do y'all have any stories about any of your jobs? You can stay with some.
I got some stories. I'll tell you what. Sean, go ahead. Go ahead.
Um, let's see. I won't go horrible. I'll talk some good about some Tartan Pines real quick. One of my favorite parts of working at Tartan Pines and Enterprise was well, free golf, of course, but what is it? Customer to employee satisfaction. What word am I looking for, Alex? Is that right?
Just customer service.
Customer service, yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
But I'll just talk about my favorite member, Mr. Joel Smith. Uh,
Joel Smith.
that man will give you a history lesson and a half, and take up half your shift doing it. So
Give me $20 though.
yeah, $20 tip. That's one of the only tippers at Tartan Pines. If you go to Tartan Pines and you do not tip, please tip. Thank you. All right, go ahead.
If you break it down, Joel's basically paying you every time I can talk it through. But I'll give you one story from my job, my previous job, or my first job. Was working at a coffee store in New Brockton, and it was like really locally owned. Like it was startup, like no franchise, it wasn't corporate or anything. It was just local coffee, and so we kind of had it's like a sitcom basically. I felt like I was walking into a sitcom every time I clocked in. And we had some customers. I'll tell you what, but there was one that always struck me. There's one experience I'll never forget. It was a rainy day. We were having a rush though, which I don't get. It was raining, but we were having a really bad rush. This guy pulls up in the drive-thru window, and he's with his wife in the passenger seat. She's looking at her menu like this, and the guy's like going to order, and he's like, "You guys serve calzones?" And I'm like, "Yes, sir, we do." And granted, we have a menu on the drive-thru you can look at. You can literally turn to your left and look at this. So I already knew this guy was trying to mess with me. And he goes over to his wife and he's like, "That's one thing my on this book menu." I'm like, "Oh, I'm third. I don't know what the order updates the menu." And he's like, "Well, what about turkey bacon ranch sandwiches?" I'm like, "Yes, sir, we have those." He's like, "That's another thing you don't have on the menu." I'm like, okay, dude, calm down. And then he does it again, and I think he just looks at a random sub. But anyways, he orders. It's been 3 minutes and we're having a rush, so my employees, like my coworkers, like working their tail off on taking this guy's order, and I think he ends up ordering like a turkey bacon ranch and a calzone, and already I'm just like frustrated, like having a rush, having to help my employee, and I finally get this guy's order out, and there's a line going from like the counter out to out the door. For whatever reason, people just wanted our food on a rainy Saturday, and I give this guy his food, and he drives off. I think everything's okay, and so he drives off of the drive-thru window, and then I look over, and I almost crap myself. I see this dude standing at my window, like doing like full-on Kubrick stare, like Michael Myers. He's like staring at me, and then he as soon as I take notice of him, he turns to the left and walks. Like he just starts walking to the door, and like, "Oh my God, we're about to get murdered. I think we're about to get murdered." Opens the door, comes in. He cuts in front of in the line, and he's like lays his hand on the counter. He's like, "You forgot my mayonnaise." I'm like, "Okay, sir. First of all, he didn't ask for mayonnaise. Second of all, I'm like, I can help you over here. We got paying customers that maybe will tip, unlike you. So I'm like, I get it. I don't remember. I don't want to know. Probably. Well, I'm not gonna make fun of anybody, but not yet. So I get 2 packets of mayonnaise because I think that's enough for a sandwich. Because I'm like, unless you're some person who likes mayonnaise has under calzone, and I think 2 packets is enough. So I give it to this guy, and he's like, this dude licks his lips all the time. I remember like he licked his lips like 40 times in the span of me talking through. So he's like, that's not enough mayonnaise. I'm like, okay. So I get 6 packets of mayonnaise, and he looks at it, and he's like he's trying to decide if it's enough. He's like, okay. And then he just snatches it, and he leaves. And I almost had a mental breakdown because we were starting to rush after that. Just don't mess with my rush. Never mess with someone's rush. But after that, I worked at Tartan Pines, the illustrious Tartan Pines, and there's a couple stories there. Yeah, like Sean said, Joel, history lessons with Joel, always enjoyed that. Him preaching a good word to us, and me waiting to get back to washing cards so I could make money. But always enjoyed that with him. But I'm blanking here. I can't really think of any stories right now with Tartan.
Yeah.
Oh,
We'll give him a second. All right, Jacob, you got any stories from working?
I have plenty. I started off at Larry's Barbecue when I was 15 and I turned 16. Oh my goodness, being a waiter, depending on your customers, can be rough for sure. I try to be the nicest guy there, but it was kind of rough whenever you have some rough customers. I remember this detail by detail. It was a rough night already. I had just put in my 2-week notice. And I went back, because we did ranch for salad bar. I went back in the deep freezer, picked it up, turned around, and it slipped out my hand, and like a 5-gallon jug of ranch just spilled. I was enough. I said, I'm done. And they said, yeah, you go home for the night. I said, okay. I never show back up. I already put my 2-week notice in. And then I went to Rack Room, and I have nothing to say bad about Rack Room shoes. I had the best boss, the best assistant boss lady, and I would love to call them out, but I'm not. Just due to the fact that we don't know if they want to be called out, but they know who they are.
The real one.
Then I started IT business. I was an assistant IT, and the bad part about that was you're always on call, so you could sleep at 3 and be on call to go to Dothan, and I lived in Enterprise, so that was probably the roughest part about that job, but it was great. And I went to Woodall. Nothing to say about Woodall, just wasn't my cup of thing, so I went to the city of Enterprise after that, and can't really say nothing bad about that one. I mean, I could, but because they were good to me, so of course I try to be good to them. Then I went to range operations, and loved that job to death. That was one of the best. And then I finally found my dream job, and I moved over to where I'm currently at. I'm not gonna say it, of course. I got my dream job, and loving that right now. So
Oh yeah.
that's pretty much my experiences.
Have you ever considered trade school?
Me?
Yeah.
When I worked for the city, I did want to go and be a welder.
Yeah.
But I didn't do it.
I mean, yeah.
Never really put my whole mind into it, you know.
Would you
Kind of something like
do
that.
underwater welding?
I would, because
There's
it's
a
that
lot.
money. I'm
So
going to
much.
chase the paycheck.
I read the story of there's a job where you can do underwater welding, and they put you in like a one-man pod and send you like really deep in the ocean, and you work 1 month, and you just stay in that pod for 1 month, and you go out into like pitch black darkness and welds like pipes and stuff, and then you take a 2-month break because of how strenuous it is. So would you do that?
I don't know, that'd be tough. But I mean, really, it's tough. I'd go like I said, probably give it a shot. I'd chase a paycheck if the paycheck came up to me. I'd probably chase it.
I think they pay you like $70K a month, like with that month you work.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Jump in a pond.
Have you ever heard of like the job of climbing like the giant like cell towers and stuff just to change that light bulb on top? And oh man, they pay you. Let's see, you do it once a month or something like that, but each month you get paid like I don't know, it was 20, 30K or something like that, just to climb the tower, change the light bulb, and then climb back down. But like they pay you that much just because of the danger.
I imagine you gotta do a lot of training for that, like a lot of training, just for that specialty.
Yeah, I mean it's not like a certain job. I don't think. I mean it is obviously, but like I think there's a tiny training course, and they give you like maybe some ropes to like cling on each the ladder. But yeah, I don't think I could do that.
There's a good opportunity for anybody who is wanting to travel and wants to make some good money. There's that satellite place, Unlimited Satellites or something like that in Enterprise. They send you around the world to fix their satellites. Like at Range Ops, there was a guy who used to work for him. He was making like $120,000 a year. They would send him to India, and he'd go over there, and he'd have a translator there with him. They'd pay for his hotel and everything. He lived the life for about 6 months. Contracted out there, so if you don't do your job, you will get fired. But if you do your job, they'll probably send you back out. And he went to like India, Germany, like just different places. It was super cool listening to his stories.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's an opportunity. I would look into it if you're interested in that. For of course people over the age of 18.
Yeah.
I don't know about 16 because of course you probably still live with your mom and dad. But
If you want an easy job,
Burger joint.
if you want an easy job and you're over 21, go on like the App Store and look up delivering for Amazon or something like that, and you make like $73 a day.
Amazon delivery is making bank. Yeah.
You just have to apply for it.
Warehouse,
Oh, I've heard a terrible story.
yeah, it's like horror stories working in the warehouse, but yeah, delivery service always.
Yeah, the delivery like is where it's at.
About Cisco. Don't forget about Cisco in Geneva.
What happened there?
Good money out there. Yeah, good money out there.
Oh.
And this would give you
That's 16 and older, I do believe.
that's who gave the golf course the food shop. That's who supply us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they'd have a guy come out from Geneva like every Tuesday and unload. So, yeah, good paying jobs if you want to get around.
It's like CDLs. Always you can chase a CDL. I'm driving.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Oh. All right. Well, y'all got anything else?
I think my dinner's ready.
Oh, that's perfect. Quick announcement though, kind of exciting. I'm not going to say what yet. Kind of want it to be a surprise. On the 19th of this month, we will have a special guest, like a extra special guest. It'll be something you definitely want to tune into. I'm not sure if Alex will be here for that, but me and Jacob definitely will, obviously.
What day is it?
19th, Monday, 2 weeks from now. It'll be 2 weeks from now. But that is going to be huge. Really good thing for everybody.
Absolutely.
Men, definitely tune in. That's a good hint for y'all. But yeah, there wasn't a lot of.
Yeah, those were one of the deeper topics we had talked about. That brought up in the first episode for anyone who paid attention. That's one of the deep podcasts.
Yeah.
We're going to get into.
We're going to get into mental health, really. I just couldn't say that. But it'll be good for everybody. Definitely come to that. We'll talk about some other things, I'm sure, but it'll be really focused on that. We'll be driving that in. So 2 weeks from now, special guest. Make sure to tune in. If you don't, tune in next week.
We plan on having another guest. I'm hoping to have Alex here. At the same time, if we don't have Alex, we should have another guest no matter what.
Yep.
And I think I'm gonna talk to the guy tomorrow or sometime soon.
Yep.
And I'll talk to Sean, of course, about it. He don't know yet. I don't think.
I don't, but that's alright. But let's make sure we what's that? Okay. So yeah, I think that's all we got for this week. I'm gonna try to post as soon as possible. We're finishing at 6:18 now, so try to get it posted.
Sorry for the lateness. They were both busy today.
Yeah,
So.
I came back to Tuscaloosa. I was home for Labor Day weekend, so
I was studying.
yeah, it was really on me. Just getting back here in town. But
Next week we should have it out by 1 o'clock. I'm gonna go ahead and just knock it out pretty quickly. And
We'll say 2 o'clock. But
2 o'clock.
yep. Glad y'all listened this far. This is pretty decently long. Let's see, we're at 50 minutes already. So glad y'all listened. Glad y'all tuned in. Hope y'all continue to. Hope you're enjoying it. Hope we continue to grow. Thank you for. I mean, we're almost at 600 views on episode 1. We hit over 100 likes on the page. It's amazing.
We appreciate the support so much, and we were bragging about it like 2 or 3 days ago. We just hit like 500 views. I didn't even know we hit almost close to 6. So
Yeah.
we appreciate all the love to everyone who watches. I mean, keep sharing, keep commenting what you want to hear, what kind of topics you want to hit on. Because of course this was a bunch of just randomness today. Every week's gonna be different depending on what we're talking about. Like Sean said, tune in the 19th. That's gonna be huge. Next week we should have another special guest. Hopefully Alex will rejoin us. That's the plan, of course.
Yeah.
But we appreciate all the love. Keep sharing. This is Two Bros One Show podcast.
Easy. Hold on. But I can't even remember what I was gonna say.
Thanks, son. Come on.
That's good.
Easy.
We're in this club.
You were closing so fast and talking about so much. Oh, right. So you guys did show some love to the YouTube. If you haven't went to the YouTube yet, there's a link in the about for the page. So make sure you go subscribe to that. You don't have to watch the video or anything, but go subscribe to it, and yeah, that's what I had to say. I just remembered. But yeah, this is Two Bros One Show podcast. Thank you guys for listening. Welcome to the family. If you're new, and thank you for checking in. If you're coming back.
Alex, you got anything?
Appreciate y'all having me. I hope I can come on a bit more.
Yep.
Awesome. I hope I can be on the podcast a lot more. So I love talking to you guys as usual. So that's it.
Definitely excited to see him here. First guest ever. Thank you for joining. But we'll definitely see you back. See you guys in the next one.